have you ever seen those clips of professional athletes walking into the arena or the stadium before a game? They're called tunnel fits or tunnel walks. There's so many different variations of names for it, but basically it's, let me show you a quick example of what I'm talking about. Let's go to Instagram. And here on the Detroit Tigers Instagram, there is a tunnel walk of one of their players walking in, and it's interesting because it's a two carousel piece of content. So like the first slide is just a high quality image of the athlete walking in, and then the second slide is the actual video. I'm not sure if it doesn't look like there's music to this. I think there should be music to this. That's a missed opportunity. Well, I mean, obviously it's a big brand. They have a large audience, but if you're a smaller brand and you're using this type of content, like definitely tie in trending music. So like a really cool trending song of the artist, athlete, whatever, walking into a space. A lot of people might think like, all right, ChatGPT is just for helping me come up with ideas. No, it could also be with helping you understand why brands do certain things. So if you see something like this and you're like, why do the Tigers do this or why do sports teams do this often? Go to ChatGPT and find out. So let's go back to ChatGPT and let's ask ChatGPT, why is it popular for a sports team to capture tunnel walks or athletes walking into the arena before the game? Why did they do this? What's the point of it? What does it do? What's the psychological impact that it has? Why do people enjoy consuming this type of content? Also, what are the opportunities here? Like if I were to start doing this for my real estate brand, how can I do this in a way that would kind of tie in and make sense for me as a real estate brokerage owner to do tunnel walks or walk-ins with my real estate agents? So this is a great question. There's a lot of strategy and psychology baked into those tunnel walk and walk-in moments that sport teams capture. Let's break it down step by step, then explore how it can translate into real estate in a fresh and culturally relevant way. Why it's popular for sports teams to capture tunnel walks, arenas, walk-ins. 1, establishing persona and star power. So this is really important because when somebody's walking into an arena, usually fans only see that person with their outfit on or with their uniform on or with whatever they're supposed to be wearing. If they're a performer in Broadway, they see them with what they're supposed to be wearing. They don't often get to see them. It's almost like behind the scenes, right? Because you get to get a sense of the person's style. Think about red carpets. There's a reason that people go onto red carpets. Yeah, it's also to interview, but at the same time, it's opportunity. It's opportunity for, fashion brands to be able to, it's collaboration content. It really is, because it's say for example, Gucci, dresses a movie star for a premiere. They're usually gonna ask, who are you wearing? What are you and then they're gonna be able to talk about it. And then Gucci is gonna want to share it, and then the fashion magazines are gonna want to share it. So there's strategy behind it. So it's establishing persona and star power. It is let's go back to that video. Look, it's a slow motion. So it's and when I say slow motion, that's high frame rate. So this camera was probably filming at about 60 frames per second. If you can have a camera film at even on iPhones now, you can film at 120 frames per second. So what that allows you to do is really slow down the stills. So 120 frames per second. So that's literally 120 photos. So if you slow it down, it's super smooth. The detail is in there compared to if you're filming at what the human eye usually sees and what in the media industry, usually the human eye sees at 23.97 frames per second. So if you slow that down, you don't have as much data. You don't have as much stills, right? So if you slow down 120 frame per second video, you're going to get this very smooth, clean, effortless, high quality video, right? Because then what happens here? Fans are getting to see, oh, I like that jacket. I like the style. I like, he's got AirPods on. I like his shoes. There's an opportunity here. He's wearing a hat. There's an opportunity for a hat brand to do a collab with him. There's been a lot of, I've noticed recently, a lot of Detroit athletes wearing local brands, apparel as they walk in. more than likely a partnership. They got paid to do that. So there's opportunity here. So like, say for example, let's go back to the prompt. Number 2, creating anticipation. So yeah, it also does that too. You're walking in, there's like, imagine like, dun, dun, like the music, like the style of music has to, match the style of the visual. 3, building parasocial relationships. Watching a player walk in, headphones on, in their zone creates an emotional intimacy with fans. Even though they're strangers, fans feel connected and invested. This helps build tribal loyalty, a huge asset for teams and brands. Like the sports fandom is one of the most loyal fandoms in the world. Obviously next to like professional singers, right? Because there's like an emotional connect that's happening. Number 4, content variety and virality. Walk-ins give teams and athletes fresh, shareable content that performs well online, especially when fashion, swag, or mood are involved. These clips often trend, get reposted, and allow for cross-promotion with fashion and lifestyle brands, like I said. So like, like think about like a local brand, a watch brand like Shinola. Like let's say that there is a new watch that comes out and they want to do like a campaign with, I was thinking about this like the other day. Like, let's say, for example, there is a retail brand and they want to do like a really cool viral campaign. You have to really think about like pop culture, right? But it also has to connect with people in a human way. So like, let's say, for example, there's a clothing brand that's trying to have a very viral moment. And let's say they want to, their target market is like young, 15 to 25, but you also want to cater to like 30s and 40s and 50s. So you want to find a clever way to do that. Let's say, depending on your budget, let's say you hire and you want to tap into like popular culture. Let's say, for example, let's take the movie Mean Girls, right? And if you're a retail shop and you want to create some cool viral moment where everybody's going to share it around your brand, let's say you hire the stars of Mean Girl, the 3 girls that in that clip where they stop and they pick up Lindsay Lohan and they say, "Get in, loser, we're going shopping." So like there's 3 girls in the car. So let's say the brand hires the 3 girls that's in the car, not Lindsay Lohan, because she's the one that gets in the car. Let's say that they hire the 3 girls, the stars. Obviously, you're going to be paying like a ton of money for it. But again, depends on the budget. So, but you can create a variation of this that's more cost effective. But let's say, obviously, if you do it all the way and it's going to be like widespread, you got to go through getting the rights, from the creators and all of that. So there's even go to ChatGPT and ask, like, I have $1 million budget or 500 or $5 million budget. How can I do this? Right? So let's go back to it. So like, let's say they hire these 3 actresses and then you have like a camera crew. Part of it is like the stopping at random place. Like, let's say this is the Detroit brand, right? And then like, let's say Shinola, all right? So Shinola, like they just released, like, let's say that they just released a really cool female line, right? Of like purses and all kinds of cool stuff. And then they hire Mean Girl, like the stars of Mean Girl, and they go throughout Detroit. They pull up in that same car and like, and they say, "Get in, loser, we're going shopping." And then the girl or the people are going to be like, "What? These are the stars of Mean Girl?" Like they're going to freak out. Like it's going to be a cool, emotional, human moment. They're going to get in the car. You film them going to Shinola. Like you film them like shopping and stuff. And like you create cool like dialogue between the two. But then like these clips start to become like very viral because people are like, "Oh my God, it's a recreation of a pop culture moment here in Detroit." People are going to share it. People are going to get excited. It's going to get picked up by, media outlets and stuff. Like it's going to have a huge impact for this brand. So it's important to think about think big and then you retract like based on your budget. So like, let's say you don't have a $5-10 million budget for a campaign, right? Let's say you have a $5,000 budget for a campaign. Go to ChatGPT and say, "I want to create a viral moment for my clothing brand and I want to tap into the Mean Girls pop culture moment where the 3 girls go up to Lindsay Lohan and say, 'Get in, loser, we're going shopping.' but I'm not able to afford to hire the actresses, and I'm also not able to afford licensing the rights to that specific content. How can I go about doing this in a way that makes it possible for me to accomplish a format like this with a $5,000 budget? And then here we go. So campaign concept, get in, loser, we're going, your favorite or your brand name, the hook. Use a sentence of get in, loser, we're going shopping scene, but with a twist. Instead of referencing Mean Girls directly, create a reimagined version that is clearly inspired by it using modern, diverse characters styled in your clothing brand. Execution. So it has the execution plan, recreate the vibe, not the scene, film your own short 15 to 30. So like that's what I'm saying. You can still accomplish what you want to accomplish. And the cool thing about it now is like you can even ask it like the legal side of it. Like you can be like, what are the legal things that I need to consider? Like I don't want to infringe on any copyright laws. I don't want to, get my business in trouble for using any copyright content. Like what are the legal things that I have to consider to ensure that if this were to go viral, I don't have to worry about any legal ramifications. All right, here we go. So avoid direct use of copyrighted footage or audio. What's protected? It tells you what's protected, what to do. Stay away from trademark titles and names. So like it gets very specific with helping you execute your idea. So that's the whole point, is that you can think of the most incredible idea big. Don't limit your ideas. There is no limit to how big you can go with your ideas. But just when you figure it out and you talk with ChatGPT, have ChatGPT work with you on how to execute it based on your readily available resources, and you can come up with some pretty cool stuff.